Bless your dear hearts. You are now, and have been for many years, through your devotion to my violet flame, transmuting much more discordantly qualified energy than you know. Much that does not even belong to yourselves. So straighten your shoulders, raise your heads in the dignity of gods and goddesses of freedom, realizing that if the so-called sinister force does make an inroad into your world, emotionally, mentally, etherically, physically, it may not necessarily be your own. It is just destructively qualified energy coming into the violet flame for redemption. Let us learn to live above the tensions which plague the consciousness of the world. There is no way for you to survive as a spiritual movement or even as a spiritual group if you live below what I have chosen to call the waterline, where there is fear, all sorts of distress, intolerance, hate, anger, rebellion, jealousy. If you do, you are then a part of the mass creation and the mass mind. You are in the bottom of the pit of human creation instead of dropping a rope, which was our instructions to those below you, by which you can reach them, by their acceptance of that, out of the darkness of human iniquity into the light of God that never fails. Instead of raising our brothers and sisters out of the darkness, if we choose to go into the darkness with them, we can't help them. You have initiated almost every 24 hours. You have initiations almost every 24 hours in the outer world. And divine beings record how fearless you are in the face of what you think are very ordinary and mundane circumstances. We all know we have initiations every day. Whether it's someone right in our face, something that we don't like, it's there. This affected me more than anything that I have read in a long time. That is recorded by the divine beings who are watching the movement of the axis. When there is fear, whether it is fear of lack of health or supply or distress of someone else or whatever it may be, when that is recorded in the book of life of a Chela, on whom we particularly are depending to hold the balance, then the cosmic record is read and the movement of the earth slows down. We have a major responsibility to keep harmony and balance in our lives on a daily basis. So I ask you to go in action in your groups and individually in yourselves. Call to Beloved Estrella and anyone whom you like among the ascended host. They're there waiting on our call. Serapis Bey says the planet Earth, like all individuals who have used it as a field of experimentation, has a divine plan. We who work on the fourth ray devoted ourselves to help those individuals who desire to know and express their divine plan in the process of personal redemption. However, if the motive of such a one is only personal redemption, for the sake of his own freedom from distress and limitations, he will not proceed as quickly as individuals who are desirous of helping to recreate the divine plan for the planet. Holding the immaculate concept for the earth and its people is one of the services of Archangel Gabriel. Sustaining the enthusiasm of such people in their endeavors in service of his divine complement, Hope, feminine counterpart of his life stream. The training of individuals in the control of energy and vibration is a service of the Brotherhood at Luxor. Purification of the very atmosphere of Earth, as well as its inhabitants, is a service of the Elohim of purity and his beautiful complement, the mighty Estrella. All of us are serving towards the stimulation of the desire in the souls of men to reestablish the kingdom of heaven, harmony on earth. To do this, man must be very honest with himself in introspect and retrospect. He can learn much as to his present contribution to the harmony of the earth and its inhabitants. When he desires further assistance, we willingly oblige by forcing to the surface of his conscious mind the impurities gathered there through the ages, so that he may view them as impersonally as possible, and then, acting upon the direction of his guru, endeavor to transmute these discarded creations and put his own house, his own world, in order. However, many individuals refuse to accept the responsibility for this accuracy. They don't want to take responsibility. Like the ostrich with his head in the sand, they want to blame persons, places, conditions, things, rather than themselves, for as their own as well as world turmoil and chaos. Such a one usually leaves Luxor in a huff and is quickly swallowed up by the complacency of the mass mind. The few who are willing to face the dweller on the threshold, the human creation of the outer self, and use the purifying activity of the violet flame and other activities of the sacred fire to recreate peace and harmony through the energies of their own thought, feeling, spoken word, and action, are giving every assistance in this task by our brotherhood. They will help us every way they can. If we're willing to face these things that we have created in the past as they come back to us, we have to transmute them ourselves. To them we come upon invitation, and thus, one by one, such individuals ascend out of their distressing creations and leave the music of their own redemption and freedom as their heritage to the race. World condition, yes, even planetary conditions, depend upon the individual's acceptance of his own contribution to the general discard and his willingness to make things right, as there are such among you. Are there such among you? If so, welcome to Luxor. We cannot heal the world if we do not heal ourselves. It all has to start with us, with ourselves. The moment is now, beloved Jesus says. Those of you who have loved me thousands of years are definitely connected to my world experience. Prepare you to become and remain a God expression, able to use that God life as of now. The moment is now. I was not told beforehand about any of the experiences from my baptism in Jordan on. I had no written scroll saying on such and such a date the Holy Spirit shall descend. On such and such a date you will heal. On such and such a date you will rise so and so. No, but I used my life magnetizing that God power, and then as each experience came, I had already the qualified energy, and through the power of God acting through me, I was able to render the service. Thus, I was not taken unaware. If you have to have a calendar to advise you when you shall be called, don't expect it. But expect through our words that we shall require assistance of unascended beings at any moment. Now sleep not longer, but live, and in living, make beauty a part of your being. Beloved Mary talks about the importance of peace. Cosmic moments come and go. I have lived through many. In those moments, if you are not prepared and at peace, you are temporarily cut off from the brotherhood as a channel for their ongoing controlled force, which would but energize your chaos. Were they to pour it out to you when you were in distress? The great and holy brotherhood is one, and within it all, the gathered consciousness of every being who has attained the right to become a member. Within it is all the light and love and momentum of Jesus' victory, all the fire and strength and will of El Moria, all the wisdom and kindness of Cthulhu, all the tolerance and selflessness of Paul, the Venetian, all the purity of Serapis, all the scientific knowledge of Hilarion, and all of the gathered momentums of the power of invocation of the beloved Saint Germain. Everyone who enters the brotherhood gives his all to it. It is enriched by each one who has ascended and become a part of it. The total momentum of light is accessible and available at the moment of any cosmic crisis. The great cosmic silent watcher may see certain vortexes of destructive qualified energy. He then notifies local silent watchers of the situation. These individual silent watchers in turn often use the bodies of harmonious chelas as a conductor to funnel constructively qualified energy into these destructive vortexes, transmuting their cause and core. In this case, the fully gathered momentum of the Great White Brotherhood may be channeled through the mind, the feeling, the etheric body, or the physical body of a harmonious chela. If the particular chela who has been sponsored by some member of the ascended host is in a condition of distress, that great seraphim has to look to find someone else, to find a harmonious life stream, perhaps one wholly unconscious of the ascended masters and purifying violet flame. Through such an unconscious conductor, a thread of beneficial light flows, whereas a conscious chela would be a great conductor of light. Do you see? The unconscious conductors have served us often through the ages. They are blessed indeed. However, just as the inside of a pipe becomes corroded and filled with impure substance, so does the consciousness of the average individual become filled with impure thoughts, feelings, and etheric substance, unless the consciousness used by that individual of the violet fire, which compels the purification of their own individual life streams. Therefore, unconscious conductors do not make as wide an opening for the Master's service as do the conscious chela, who has used the violet fire of purification. It is a tragedy indeed for one who has worked 20 years with the violet fire and at a cosmic moment be unfit to conduct the protection which could save a city. Preparation, application, purification are magnificent because through the force fields of your groups and through your individual selves, they create a wider conduit of light. The radiation and pressures of the great ones flowing through them are a great blessing to mankind. Remember my words, do less if you must, but hold your state of grace. Hold the harmony, hold the peace, hold those feelings of love and tolerance so that you may be ready when you are needed to serve. You are going to deal with great numbers of people in the near future, particularly when you learn to become a conductor of the light and of your gifts of your causal body. Your radiation will be different from that of any other person because the creation of your causal body has been an individual accomplishment. Your causal body has been built from the day you first received conscious life. All through the ages which you have lived, your causal body has grown like a beautiful flame flower of living color. The services you have rendered, whether they have been patriotic, educational, artistic, scientific, religious, have become your gifts to the earth. The momentum of good awaits release through your vehicle as a radiation of light which can benefit the earth and her people. Now, why let the glory of that causal body function only in the inner realms while you are in limitation, while you are experiencing age, disease, distress down here? When it is easy to consciously call forth from your causal body into your magnificent tube of light the qualities of perfection which you require to bless life. Call forth your causal body to bless this planet, to bless everyone you come in contact with. Why do you not externalize for the blessing of the race that which you have prepared yourself for centuries? Why do you not this day, entering to the secret place of the Most High, deep within the sacred fire in your heart, begin the release of your own harmoniously qualified energies of life, which abide within your causal body, awaiting your call? When you master that art, when your aura is so comfortable to the others, when it conducts instantaneous healing power, when you can give mankind that which they seek, you will need the strength to stand and continue to pour out your gifts to life and not be smothered by the greedy and frightened energies of those who will come to you for help. Build today, my friends, build today. Those of you who are group directors, use this activity in your class. Use it. Where you have a group of harmonious students, there is no limit to the activity which can be released from the Great White Brotherhood to benefit the earth at your call. Before you begin the services of your group, silently call through the energies in the room, those flames of purity, peace, understanding, comfort, and then you can more easily accomplish that which should be done. The great divine director, Manu of the seventh root race, reminds us of why we are here. Many of you are those privileged to be an embodiment during this time of change because of the strength of your light, because of the past associations with various ones of us, because of your capacity to understand the intricate things of the spiritual law and to recognize the requirements of the hour. Utilize the energies of your own individual and collective worlds to expand God's kingdom on earth. The representatives of our retreat, the Temple of Illumination, are very dignified and of tremendous power to help you to know the truth which sets you free. I cannot emphasize too much to you the reality of these representatives who are come at your call day or night and render the service for you that you require. Be it the acceleration of your brain consciousness, be the light of your pathway, be the purification of your etheric memories, be the vitalization of your mental capacities that help you to be God control of the energies of your world. If you can accept the reality of myself and of our retreat and the illumination flame from which you can receive so much, that will illumine your pathway, that will make your life extremely more pleasurable for you during the year, accept it. El Moria tells us to believe in our capacity. We have to get past this, who am I? How can I do this? He says, I am a persevering gentleman. I warn you of that in our associations. I believe in the capacity to follow through. When you have said you are my friend, and when you have shared my cause, I shall remind you as often as required until the cause has an effect. What is that effect? A self-luminous planet. A planet that shines like the sun at noonday. And that planet is made up of individuals whose light bodies are self-luminous. Even the self-luminous body of an ascended host is made up of the electrons that make for that luminosity. Let your light shine. Develop self-luminosity. And let the light, which then be the aura of this planet, until the karmic board has to say, it is enough. Already the earth shines. Already her song joins the music of the spheres. Already her people have completed a task too long left undone. Time, everybody wants time to do things. Now, let us do them. This instant. Procrastination has caused the sinking of more continents, the destroying of more golden ages, and the delay of more victories in the eternal tomorrow. The average man does not begin to set his soul in order until he is on the brink of the grave. Procrastination, enjoying the senses, putting off until tomorrow, which never comes, that which can be done today. If you can be self-luminous in 100 years, you can be self-luminous now. Now. Do we have work to do? Yes. Will it be easy? Probably not. Can we do it? Yes. They have given us all the tools and a roadmap for the path which leads to our ascension and Saint Germain's golden age of freedom. We are here for a reason. Everyone in this room read the job description before we applied. We knew what we were doing when we said, we will come and help bring this age, this golden age, into reality. If we need help, the mighty I Am Presence, the Ascended Masters, the angels, the Elohims, they're right here waiting for us to ask, but you have to ask. If you're walking this path alone, it's because you're not asking. Ask and you shall receive. We can do this. We can do it. I want to thank, I have one more comment to close after this, but I want to thank everybody for coming to this conference. It took every single one of you, the energy of everyone that was here to make it be what it is. There is no unimportant being. There is no one more important than the other. We're all here for a reason, and we can do this. And I want to thank you. I want to thank Tom for helping with the music. I want to thank all the speakers, everyone who just brought their energy. It took that to make this conference what it is. And I want to thank you for that. And in closing, I would like to read a quote from Saint Germain. Dearly beloved friends of my heart, you who have responded to my call, you who have, through the veil of Maya, reached your strong hands, who have opened your hearts both to my calls and to my presence, who have opened the energies of your mental and feeling worlds in the substance of the physical apparent world to further my cause over a period of years. To you I give my personal gratitude, my love, my undying devotion and friendship, for being among those willing to serve, willing to grasp a part of the vision of the great future, willing to open your consciousness to that which seems like fantasy to the masses, and willing to weave out of your mental, emotional, and physical energies a portion of that vision in the world of form, that it may stand as a manifest example of that which to be. Thank you.